Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of MadMC Feed the Beast. And this is episode 8. And last episode the ending was kind of rough because I had to chop up a bit I had already recorded. But I don't want to throw away that clip because I explained how these regulators work, which are pretty complicated. So let's get right into that, and then I'll be back with you guys to work on this some more. Alright, and then the next thing we need is a retriever. Okay, so I probably should explain this better to you guys, so I'm going to do that. Let me just grab some gunpowder for the time being. We can use gunpowder as an example. Alright, gunpowder's the middle one. I'm going to put one stack of gunpowder here, one stack here, and I need to switch the modes on all of the regulators, and I'll explain that in just a second. Okay, so let's stand back right here. Nope, back one more. Let me tear out the floor so we can see better. Alright, so what we got right here is 5 Trado mats. Nope, not yet. I'm gonna grab some diamonds so I can do actual demonstrations. Once I get the thermal pile running, it will actually demonstrate will work. For right now, I can't do that, but let me just grab a stack of diamonds. If I lose any of them, I'll know exactly how much I started with. Alright, so we're just gonna talk about the middle Trado mat right now. Alright, so it is... Oh, ignore that. I put that in there because I had no place for the gunpowder. Okay, so the middle Trado mat. It's 2 diamonds for 60 gunpowder, roughly a stack, right? So, there's no gunpowder in this chest. We can see that. This regulator, I'll explain how these work. So, here's your input. This is an internal buffer, and this is the output, right? Your input says only stacks of 64 gunpowder are allowed to go through this tube into it. And the buffer is where it stores it. And the output is, it says, okay, I'm only allowed to output stacks of 64, because these can be different numbers. I'm only allowed to output stacks of a stack of gunpowder. And it's going to output that to the chest. The regulator, also what it does, is because you have something in the output, because you could take this away, and it only take in stacks of 64, and then just output whatever. You could output one at a time if there's only one in there. But because it stacks of 64, there'll always be one, you see? I put it right here. Follow me? So if I do this, it only outputs a stack. So half a stack in there will do... Well, it will still output because right here, like it's... Okay. Alright, look. Let me put a stack of gunpowder in there. And now it's working how it should. If I put extra gunpowder in here, nothing will happen. Because this mode right here says to only go up to that amount. So it says only 64 in that adjacent inventory. And there's 64 in there. I never want more, never less. So if I take out 32, watch what happens. It fills back up. That's what the regulator does. It makes sure there's always 64 in that inventory. It can have more in the buffer, but nothing will happen. But it only takes in 64. So it'll only have 64 at a time in there. And then you output right here. Or you take some from right there, and it puts its buffer inside the chest, and then it will request more from down there in those fillers. So it's pretty complicated. You can also have it paint the outputs. This mode means it no matter what adds a stack, if I recall correctly, which I think I do. So there's a stack in there right now, and their stack would be like that. And so if I do this, actually the other regulators will probably take this stuff because nothing's telling them not to. Yeah, I have a feeling. Did that go in there? No, it blocked up the buffer. Okay, so you see that filter right there? How it's not pulsing back and forth? That means it's stuck right now because its buffer is full and they only have a small buffer of 1 stack. So if I make a trade up here, right? I spend 2 diamonds, I get 60 gunpowder. Grab my 60 gunpowder. There's 2 diamonds going into the chest. There's 64 in the chest waiting. This buffer says it only has 4, right? Well, guess what that filter did? It now sees a valid inventory and sent it up there. Although not all of the 64 went in there at the same time. It only got 60 of it. Which is probably... well... I mean, I don't really think that's much of a problem, because I don't want to put another stack of something in that filter. Although I have infinite gunpowder, basically. So I could tell the filter right here to only output 60 at a time, which will probably make things smoother, so there won't be going forward and then going back. But I'm not going to do that for industrial TNT, because it's much more expensive. But now, we have 2 diamonds here. So, what do we want to do with the diamonds? That's the next part. So, right here... I think this will work just a-okay. If I know what I'm doing anymore, ever. If I ever knew what I was doing. I'm going to have, I think, just 1 chest for right now. I can't remember if I had the same inventory or not. Hang on, let me go check my creative world really quick. Alright guys, I'm back. I checked out my creative world. I know what to do. I've actually done some more testing because, you know, never have too much testing. But I'm just over here making myself a quick little battery box because apparently those are really good for like creating a buffer almost. Or so I've heard from the all-knowing teacher Dire Wolf. Let's put the bat box right there. And these guys, you don't have to create an input or output. They just know. Alright, so if I'm not mistaken, I can kind of just do this. This is what they call a thermopile. Put that there, that there, and that there, and it should start generating energy. And I believe I can cover these up. Okay. Oh, I'm underneath the battery box. Okay, so if I just go up right there. And... oh, good job, missing texture. Let me restart my game really quick. Alrighty guys, I'm back, and I accidentally turned that lava into obsidian. So yeah, but I figured now is about as good a time as any to make one of these babies. And I got all the necessary ingredientes. Just gotta remember what my recipe is here. And bam, there's my diamond drill. I'll make it advanced later because I'm too lazy to do that right now because it takes time. And time is money. Now fill up this drill. I'll make a lap pack later. So, I don't need it right now. Just to do this. Okay, cool. Let's get back to where we were. The reason I was digging down there, I can't remember if I said this or not. Anyway, it needed another source block of water. I'm pretty sure you need one underneath it too. Or I could put the lava underneath and solve problems like that. Alright, how fast do you mine it? Not that fast. Maybe when I make you advanced, you'll mine faster. And now it should be producing even faster. Because it was going really slow before. Well, I mean, it's not going really faster now. Maybe lava is not allowed to be underneath. And this is the first time I opened the Retriever GUI. I need to switch it to that mode. Or maybe those things are just that slow. Well, I guess I'll be waiting around for a while to get that to happen. So, I need to go grab those stone covers that I threw away. And then we'll get some stuff going here. Here they are. It is producing power, right? It's almost up to that notch. Let's watch it for a second. Leaning real close to my monitor. haven't seen it change yet. Still haven't. There we go. Okay, I guess it is changing. Alright, so I'm gonna need one of those there. Because, yeah, I'll need one of those there. Yeah, I have a lot of covers. I had to put one here too because pipes, and put one there. It's just not happy down there. But no worries. All that you see is a little redstone right there, which I think looks fancy. But the way the retriever works is as it receives its redstone pulse, it will grab whatever you tell it to. So, let me go look at these. 5, 2, 2, 3, 6. Alright, cool. So what I'm going to put in here is 2 diamonds, so it's going to grab 2 every time. Because if there's still one left in there, oh well. We could have it grab 1 every time because it pulses every second. Let's just do 2. Sorry, excuse me. And that is pretty much all of it. I think the system is ready to be inputted with the correct objects. Almost. These regulators still need gunpowder and stuff in them. I mean, this one is good right here that I can't open, I guess. Oh, I'm falling. This one is good, but the rest still need proper stuff. And these filters don't need anything in them. I need to get me some... Which one's which? I want right to be with the right. So I think left is regular TNT. Yes, it is. So I need to get me some TNT going over here. So I can put it in here. I'm gonna need like 60 of it in the regulator. Actually, I'm gonna need 120, and I'm gonna need 120 of the industrial TNT, or I'll need 128 of it. But I don't know if I'm gonna do that right now because it takes a long time. But yeah, I've run out of recording time for today because it's getting late and I gotta go to sleep. But I've gotten a good amount done, finished up the system, and hopefully when I come back later to record, this battery box will be charged. It's getting charged. The retriever still has no power yet though. I think I'm gonna leave this cable disconnected for right now, just in case. I don't know if I really want it to charge anything up there. I just want the battery box to get full, and then I'll put some power in here because I think it can handle this no matter what. Because I believe it can like handle a sorting system, one of those sorting machines, like no problem, like multiple ones even. If you just have a fully charged battery box. So once it gets to like right here, it'll start charging the internal buffer. But yeah, that's all the time I got for today, so this episode will continue later. See you guys. Hello guys, I'm back, and it's a nice beautiful sunrise. Yep, sunrise. That might be a sunset for a second. Shh. Yep, nice beautiful sunrise. Actually, one of the things you'll notice is these things, I'm pointing at my monitor, which not really helps anyone, but those things to the left of my inventory, I can't, they're down here. It's a mod called, man, that's a good question. Something. I'll find it. I'll tell you guys about it later. But it's a cool mod. It adds a little bar for your stuff, and it flashes red when it's really low power, and it shows a charging symbol when it's charging because of my solar helmet. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, we were talking about this down here, and I was trying to look. I ran out of time, but I set this up. It all works fine, and these regulators work fine except for the fact that there's a ton of gunpowder in all of them because I painted the tubes, and that's one of the cool things you can make. You can make paintbrushes by the regular paintbrush by just any wool and a stick and dipping it in a paint can, The paint can is made with the bone meal, 2 flax seeds to make that color. Bone meal is the color, so you could put red dye there if you wanted. And the paint can is made by tin plates, like that. And tin plates are made in an alloy furnace with tin and iron. So it's a long chain, but it's cool. And the reason for it is because these filters would accept items that weren't theirs. But now this one outputs yellow. This one outputs white. This one outputs white, and this one outputs red. So that means yellow items will only go in a place that allows them to. And actually, I need to do this right here. Just like that. This will actually fix the problems I'm having. What I said earlier doesn't really fix them. Alright, there we go. That's what needs to be done. I also need 2 more pneumatic tubes, so just in case, because I don't think this can output to there. Don't know, though. Anyway, that should work right there. And now these output their color yellow, and it goes through this pipe, and it can only go to yellow destination. So if it gets up here and sees it has nowhere to go, it'll go back, and it can only go into yellow. So that means these filters won't pick up the wrong items, which jams up everything. But, is he talking to me? Oh, he's talking to Scoggin. Okay. So yeah, when somebody buys something, their diamonds will get put in this chest, and the retriever will pull them out. It only pulls out 2, so it might leave 1 in one of the chests. The reason it does that is so it can split them perfectly even between my ender chest and Scoggin's ender chest, which is pretty cool, I think. Yeah. So that fixed all of those problems. And next, we are going to work on actually generating the sand to make the TNT. Because we got the gunpowder, now we just need sand. So we're just going to work up setting up sand generation at this point, because there's not enough time left in this episode to do more than that. So I got all the stuff on me already. I'm going to start placing it down so you guys can see. I know what I'm doing because I've tested this, and it seems to be one of the best designs I've found. I mean, of course, if you know something better, then go ahead and tell me, but I came up with this all by myself, of course. I'll show you how it works momentarily. I don't have a pickaxe anymore. I'm going to grab a pickaxe really quick. I know where one's at, don't worry. These are strategically placed holes. That's my advanced diamond drill. Okay. Back over here. This is going to be sand. It's also stackable if you just configure the iron pipes to work right. That's why I'm not using gold pipes. I could use gold for right now, but I'm using iron because the iron are stackable. I could put 4 iron pipes right here in this cube and just align them right, and they'd work fine. So, yeah. I gotta align these right. So that's how they should be aligned right there. And that will solve problems. Oh, ooh, no. Don't shift click. Let that be a lesson. And bam, now they started producing cobble. As you can see, the cobble though has nowhere to go yet, so it's going to go into the pulverizers. But the first thing they need to do is change this to blue, and all these others needs to be turned off for the time being. So I'm going to do that, and they'll start accepting items. And I found that this pretty much, it keeps up with itself. Like, I was testing in creative. I mean, I didn't test forever, but I mean, we can let this run overnight and see if it works perfectly. So, but I mean, when I was testing though, none of the pulverizers like ever ran out. I put the stack in there to start with. In each of the pulverizers, they got a stack of cobble, and they all stayed around 60 cobble. So they might actually go down eventually. I'm not entirely sure. Still have to figure that out. And these output in the right spot already, like that. They didn't need to be an input, like that. Okay, so they output their cobble. Oh wait, no, they need to output to the side too. That's what splits it up perfectly. Alright, so now it's outputting to the side and the bottom, so it should split it eventually. These need to output all to the bottom, because what they're going to output on the bottom is this one, yellow. And yellow, if you know what happens when you pulverize cobblestone, is flint. that flint is going to be used for making the industrial TNT. And the sand, which is going to output the back, is going to be used for making TNT. But that gravel we can't have jamming up our system, so it outputs down. And because it outputs down, it goes into these machines, which accept input from the top or right. The right needs to be input as well for this one, and this one needs to be top. And left, like that. So that's where it'll get its inputs from. So while this one's outputting bottom, it'll input it into here. So that works. And the way, oh wait, these also need to output their products. And there's no secondary recipe from doing this, so don't have to worry about that spot down there. So this is the most efficient way I found to do it, because you can link up all the things together. You just have to make sure all your things are facing the right way. It should all go to the left. This one needs somewhere to go. You know what, let me grab a chest really quick. For demonstration purposes, I'll just use a wooden chest. Alright, let's put that right here. Which means I have to dig around it. Okay. So, get these all flowing to the left. Like that. This one needs to flow upwards, and this one needs to flow upwards as well. That means all of these will go into the pipe and go to the right direction. I'll end up in this chest. But it also needs power, and that's the only problem with this. I could find there's no way to do it cleanly, really. So the power, unfortunately, has to go in the front like this. And I'm using redstone energy conduits because you can put them in a loop like that, and they don't spin their power in circles like they're stupid or something, like the golden conductive pipes do. So yeah, that's how we're going to do that. And I think there might be a way to make the hollow covers work with these or something. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, we can just do this for now. We're going to put a redstone energy cell right here. No, we can't do that. Can't do it. Okay, it can go down here, though. And then put the input right here, because you have to make sure these are set to output right there, like that. If you set it orange, it outputs a max output. Let's just leave it at, I mean, I don't think it matters, really. And for the time being, I'm just going to set up the engines, like, down here, I guess, because I'm going to use a hybrid solar panel I borrowed from Skagen. I don't know where I want to set those up. I guess I'll just set them up right here. I don't think... Maybe these do need a line of sight to the sky, I guess. Yeah, at nighttime. So I guess I'll have to do that. I'll get them a line of sight. Oh, don't throw it down there. So let me just cut a line of... are you kidding me? I'm just tossing this thing everywhere. Let me get a line of sight to the sky from like right here. Alright. That'll work for right now. So yeah, there you go. There's your EU. Plenty enough. Too much even. Probably. But maybe not nighttime. I don't know. Depends. We'll see. Is that necessary? Okay. Alright. Let's do this. I have everything on me, I think. No. No, I don't. I don't think you can input. Oh, these have to go into build craft pipes, don't they? So if I do... No, they need more space, I think, because I don't think wooden can power things. So I'm going to move this all back one. Do something with it. This is more for testing where it's at right now. So yeah, I'm just going to put like 2 engines down then. Let's do that. Let's do one People are leaving. Okay. And then we output to red. Or to these, I mean. And then use these to here. And bam, that should work. After I rotate it, obviously. Perfect. And if you take a look at this, it will be the perfect design. Most perfect ever. And later on, I'm going to put a gate here that says if can store energy, emit signal, so that these will run whenever the cube is not full. For the time being, they're just going to be like this. I mean, it should be fine. And this will power... Oh yeah, these ran out of space, so now they're just spewing out cobble everywhere. But once these get going, they should start pulverizing cobblestone, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I didn't really want that. I think that's right. Yeah, that one's pulverizing. Yep, there they go. It's going to take a while for the power to get built up from this. Well, this panel is nearly full now. But it needs more engines to operate efficiently, I assume. These consume 2. No, they're making 2. How much are they using? It doesn't really say, does it? I could just look at the pipe later. Or now. Now's better. Like 12? 8? Just wait a second. 5? I don't know. Random numbers, but that's the theory. I would love to show you it. Well, I can show you it working. There's it working. There's the sand it's outputting. It's just not getting enough power yet. And these, if they do get any flint, will output to this chest. Oh, there was flint. That's awesome. Alright, so I'm gonna work on setting up a final output, but there's not enough time for this episode to do that, or like a final plan. But there's one thing I want to show you before I end this episode. Sorry for that cut, but the one last thing I want to show you is my progress on the bees. I've been getting excited like crazy, and these are pretty cool. Some tarnished. They produce 10, and then I'm working on some corroded. But yeah, I'll talk more about this later. And that's it for today, though. That's all I got time for in this episode. And next episode we'll be doing, or we have done something special, because it's already taken place actually. We went to the end. That's all I'm going to say, and you're going to have to watch the episode to find out. Perfect timing, spooky music. Alright, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.